Hey everybody, this is Jim. Gonna be working on an F350 today. Been a while since I've done a video. Spent 2 months in the hospital, a month home recovery. Still recovering, so been a while since I've done a video. Apologize for that. Unfortunately, beyond my control. On the F350, I'm overheating. Clutch fan is totally shot in it, but since we're taking the clutch fan out, I just decided to do the water pump and the thermostat at the same time. So that's what we're gonna be doing here. Because this is my clutch fan. It's shot. It should not be able to turn right now, and when I shut it off, it just free spools for a while. But like I said, the water pump's there, the thermostat. I just fear, if we're taking clutch fan out of it and swapping it, then we need to turn around, just do the water pump, everything, and that way it's all done with. And other than that, it's running fine. I had one guy ask, because when I had tested my facet, I had it laying over, so I had a big air pocket. This is what it looks like now when it's mounted upright. There's no air in there. It's totally full of fuel. So yeah, when these things are mounted the right way, you won't have air down here. But so that's where we're at. Let me get some tools out. We'll get started on this, kind of moving at a slower pace. Where I was at when I went to the hospital, so nothing got cleaned up. I just started getting back out here, and like I said, apologize for that. So let's get started on the Ford. All right, I'm gonna raise some controversy here because everybody, all clutch fans, you are reverse thread. Not the case. Look at your fan blades. If they're orientated this way to pull air in, you will actually turn it left to loosen it. If your fan blades are rotated this way to suck air in, you will turn it right. I know that's gonna I'm gonna hear about that probably, but not all of them. Some are left, some are right. It depends on which way your fan blades face. Like I said, how mine are, it goes to the right. Now, what I did, I took this pry bar and I put it underneath one of these bolts and I rested it right there on the frame. This one has been Loctited on. It was a bugger to remove. I used this crescent wrench, I put it on there, then I wrapped the handle with a rag so I could hold it, and I tried using this hammer, didn't work. I resorted to this one. As you see, I finally got it to break loose. Some of these can be a bugger to get out. To install them properly, you Loctite them, you put Loctite on them. And if they're installed properly, they can be a bugger to remove. Now, they do make a tool for this. With how tight my fan was on there, the tool was bending. So I had to resort to the big crescent wrench. I just used this torch. MAP gas would have been nicer. I don't have any MAP gas here at the house. I do got to get some. But heat is your friend. You're just gonna heat right on that nut. And then I was finally able to get it to break free. The fan clutch is gonna be your hardest part at doing this job. The water pump, thermostat are gonna be the easiest part. Yeah, you gotta drain the radiator and that, but the fan clutch, some come off easy. On gas cars, they seem to come off easier. I don't know how long that one's been on there, but it was a bugger. The tool won't even touch it. So let me get that off. Then I gotta drain the radiator, and we'll get the water pump out, and we'll get thermostat out. So that's where we're at. All right, radiator's drained. Here's where we're at. I'm gonna take the water pump off, but if you don't know where the thermostat is on a 7.3 IDI, stop watching now, because you are not gonna like me when I show you. You take this top hose off, you follow that down, and it's way down in there. So you take the alternator off. Then after you take the alternator off, you take this lower bracket off. Then after you take that lower bracket off, you can get at the bolts to the thermostat. Sorry about that, wasn't important, just another spam call. But you gotta take this lower bracket off, take the alternator off, then you can get. Reason I'm gonna do the thermostat first is because if I take the alternator and that bracket off, now I have easy access, because as you see, I didn't take the fan out. I didn't take the fan out because I didn't take the fan shroud off. So that'll give me better access to do. My recommendation is, if you're gonna do a water pump, since the thermostats are such a bugger to get, just do a thermostat at the same time. That way you're done. So let me get this pulled, get that bracket pulled, then we'll come back on when we're exposing the thermostat. All right, here's why I say you gotta pull that bracket. Here's one of the bolts you gotta remove. The other one's down under there. So if you remove this bracket, there's the other bolt. And you could probably do it from underneath, but then the problem you're gonna run into is the thermostat sticks out some. So you gotta be able to slide this up and over. So let me get them bolts out and we'll get the thermostat housing off, change it. And that's why I say, if you're gonna do a water pump, with how much of a bugger this is, if you're having overheating issues and gonna do a water pump, just go ahead and you know, do the thermostat at the same time, because they're a bugger to get to. So all right. Okay, I removed this one bolt just so I could pivot this, because the bolt goes right there. It's actually underneath this bracket. Now I got both bolts out, so oh, okay. Pull this, and there's your thermostat. So I think I might clean that up some, maybe even paint it, I don't know. But there's your thermostat, and it goes right under there. So I'll get that cleaned up. I'll put this on, and then I'm gonna do the water pump. So, all right, that's where we're at. All right, these thermostats come with this rubber seal that goes around this lip. I remove it for the simple fact, because if you try setting it down in this groove, there's a slight groove here, and it will set in there, but it sticks way out. If you put it in without that rubber seal, it's nice and flush mount. I cleaned this, I wiped it down with acetone. I did paint this. I didn't paint the mounting surface. This I didn't, but that, so I'm gonna put some black RTV here now, and I'm gonna get this put back on the truck. And then we're gonna start on the water pump. All right, I got the gasket on. I used my finger and I put just a micro thin coat around there. Helps hold the gasket in place. I already have the thermostat housing on. Now we'll get the water pump put in. I already cleaned that all. Then I took acetone and wiped it down really good, because as you see, this thing used to leak like a sieve. We got that fixed. So we'll get the water pump put on now, and then we get, well, putting the clutch fan, a new clutch fan in, is going to be easier than taking the old one out. The water pump, you got 14 bolts going around. I laid them out so I have the length where I need them. I got to wipe them down yet. They're 13 millimeter. The thermostat housing bolts were 13 millimeter. The clutch fan is 1 7/8. I used the wrench. The fan bolts that bolt it to the clutch, fan clutch, are 13 millimeter. The bolts that bolt the pulley to the water pump were 14 millimeter. But as you can see, that's where we're at. I mean, I probably didn't have to go this far, but my clutch fan was bad. I don't know when the water pump was last done, and I know I've been having overheating issues. The clutch fan was just free spinning, so I'm pretty sure that was it. But why not cover all the bases since we're going to be this far into it? So here's where we're at. I'm going to go get the water pump and get 2 bolts lined up. Then I'm going to wipe 2 down, get it lined up, and then start putting them on. And well, there she is. Thermostat done, water pump, clutch fan. Took me about 5 hours to do it, but that was with painting parts, letting it dry, plus I had to still take breaks because not at 100% yet, just getting out of hospital, but she's done and running. Not bad for an old 93. Kinda high miles. I think another year or two might have to just think about rebuilding the motor, because I got a spare one in the garage and I might just rebuild it. I don't know. Haven't decided if I'm just going to buy one or what, but I have to see how it goes, because she runs pretty damn good. She got some oil leaks here and there, but all right, y'all have a good day.